And I would like to invite the first invited speaker, Mindaugas Varanauskas, to talk about very actual topic nowadays, I think. Yes.
Thanks a lot. So, hello everyone. It's really a pleasure to be here the second time. Yeah, I'm graduated with KTU, the same university, so it's really glad I was here to join Alma Mater a bit, even for this short conference. I'm still working for the 30 years in the telco area, just for you to listen. And the telco evolved quite fast, but actually right now, the telco is not evolving, but luckily I found the new area which is evolving the same on the similar speed or even faster than the telcos in the 90s. So basically, today I will discuss you about drones and how it change, or what type of drones are, and how we change the modern warfare, and as well how it's impacted what we are doing right now mainly in the battlefields, because this is where the all evolution is going right now. Yeah. So a bit of a short history, I would say how I, from the telcos area, how I switched to the drones. So basically, no surprises in the 2022, Russian invaded Ukraine, and actually was, I would say, hits quite. I see here a lot of participants in the Eastern Europe, so no surprises. I would say we know what it is, how deep has affected all of us. So basically, there was a small non-government organization which is started to provide the aid for the Ukraine. Initially, where aid was provided, I would say, for everything, like the medicals, like the clothes, everything what is needed. But gradually, during the year, the organization shifted towards the more, because there was a lot of people from the IT, from the telcos, a lot of technical people. We shifted towards the drones because we see that demands for the drones started to evolve. So basically, it's still a quite small organization, but we are proud that I would say we are collected. I would say right now it's even a bit more, 1.3 million aid, and we are sent more than 1,000 drones to Ukraine. So it's a bit the photos, I would say, what we are sent it, and as well the, I would say, gift, we send it as a aid, I would say, with no money request from the Ukraine. Some activities what we built by ourselves, some activities what we, I would say, still developing. Yeah, so let's move to the drones a bit. How it started. So initially, of course, it was the first commercial drones. Mavic is the first drone which started to use in the Ukraine. And actually, one thing that I would like to mention, and this is, I think, a good comparison with the drones. I see the drones is this like the same like the tanks and planes in the First World War. You remember how ugly they was, planes and the tanks. The drones looks the same. It's not decided to be a weapon. It used with some kind of a commercial, or later I will show out those as FPV drones, and we became the flying ammunition. We became looking for the field where enemy is located. So basically, and we are developing really fast. Within the 2 years, I think the progression was made even faster than in the last decade on the drones. So basically, initially, it was used as a air reconnaissance. So which means you lift the drone and you look where the enemy lines are located, where the tanks or other enemy fighting vehicles are located. Yeah, but quite fast, we discovered that drones is not, I would say, only for the look what is happening in the sky, but actually you can drop the bombs. And as you can see here, I would say now I started to produce some kind of holders for the grenades and the other ammunition. and they trying to hit the enemy. And by the way, it's a bit, I think it's a slightly bad quality, but still. So basically what is done is actually quite simple. It's made by the 3D printing, and actually the small electronics inside. And the small electronics consist of a few things: servo, microprocessor, and the photo detector, because with Mavic drones, to release the ammunition of the landing lights are used. So basically simple like that, but it's became quite effective. And this was in the 2022, and this type of the drones is still in use, especially in the Ukraine army. The Russian has a Russian army, I would say, more rely on the standard-based, their own drones. I would say it's an Iranian drones, Shahed and Lancet and others, but Ukraine army quite heavily use the commercial drones. So this was the first attempt to use the drones. And actually, what is next? The next actually step was to use the FPV drones, because Mavic is good drone, but it cannot lift quite big cargo. As well, it quite easily to control, but actually it's quite slow, and as well it's quite expensive comparing with the FPV drones. So basically the next step, and actually I have it in here, so you could come and see it later on. So basically, WASA started as a 7-inch drone, and with 7-inch drone can carry up to 2 kilograms of ammunition. So this type of ammunition can carry with small drone. Just imagine, and it's up to I would say 12 kilometers range, and cruising speed is something about 70, 80 kilometers per hour, and max speed is about 100 kilometers per hour. So basically, this became the most efficient weapon in the war, what the Ukraine army used. So basically, this drone cost roughly 600 euros, and then you could hit the tank, which I would say cost a few millions. We even calculated the rate, because we ascended them to the Ukraine. So we have calculated the business case, was, I would say, what is possible. So basically, €1 spent on drone, it was at least 100 damage, €100 damage. So you just can imagine, I would say, how big influence it made during the war. And was 7-inch drone became so popular because it's quite cheap, it's easy to assemble. All electronics and other parts is standard based, is from the standard FPV drones. So basically, not so big difference, or not so hard to collect them, and as well it's quite easy for the pilots to train if we are FPV pilots. Yeah, so basically, this is the heavy ammunition granate versus RPGs, Russian RPG, anti-tank ammunition. But as well, of course, we are using the different type of ammunition. You have ammunition in front of the infantry and other stuff. I would like to show you a few. I think you saw some examples, but I would say just to show how it, to see what's its impact, how big it was. Just imagine with small drone making such big impacts for the tanks, and it's completely destroying heavy vehicles. Maybe it's a bit too long. So one of the reason why was flying ammunition became popular as well, as you could see, it's hitting moving targets, which is quite hard for literally. And as well for the other, I would say even if you're shooting with the rockets as well, I would say it's quite heavily to hit the moving targets. But with the drones, it's not an issue. Actually, I didn't add it the video in here, but actually there is a video where drones hit the biker on the bike. So 100 kilometers, I would say you could reach the bike. So this is how was made the impact on the war. And actually, when we are moving about, I would say, how it's changed the war tactics. Actually, this became, I don't know if you noticed, in the 2023, Ukraine was trying to, I would say, attack the Russians, but actually we will not succeed yet. And as well, the Russian trying to attack as well in the 2023. So basically, it's completely changed war tactics, because you cannot move with the tanks. Previously, it was you have an artillery attack when the tanks is moving and when infantry is moving. Yeah. Now you cannot move the tanks, because immediately after the tanks is starting to move, I would say, and if within the 10-15 kilometers range, then we became a target for the FPV drones. So this is how the Ukraine protected, I would say, or make a defense from a Russian offensive in Avdiivka and the other hot regions in the 2023. Because Russians right now, even the Russians move with, I would say, all vehicles up to the 15 kilometers up to the front line. And after that, the infantry carry or goes by foot 10 kilometers, because no vehicle can move forward, because it is heavily attacked by the drones. Yeah. Yeah. And one thing, one team, one squad, drone squad, then drone squad is actually, it depends, but right now the Ukraine forces is making the drone squad with 4 people. One is driver, one is drone pilot, one is reloading ammunition, and another is to correct or navigate to the target. I would say he knows, I would say, where the target is located. So basically, we could send up to the 30 drones per one day. So just imagine how much drones are needed. And this helps Ukraine to, because Ukraine has a shortage of the ammunition, but using the drones, especially in the beginning of the war, the hit rate was a 60%. Right now it drops to the 10 or 15%. And I will come later about the drones and anti-drones battle. Yeah, but right now it's dropped. But initially it was an enormous success. Let's put it like this. So just imagine each ammunition or each second ammunition hits the target, high available target. Yeah. So the demand was the demand of the USS FPV drones. It's called kamikaze because it's hitting the targets and it's explode by himself. But it's 500, 600 euros. So it's not a big deal comparing with the damage what you are making. Yeah. Then another things what's happened as well during the war and right now, when attacks during the night becomes as well inefficient or causes a huge casualties, especially with the infantry, because of thermovision. So basically, during the nights, you can see with the drones, I would say, who is coming. And actually, few drones is right now at the air 24/7. So it's long-range drones, short-range drones. We are looking, I would say, what is coming. So this is why it's so difficult right now make it break through, because you cannot go by the tanks and then another armored vehicle, and then ammunition, infantry is as well having problems. So you need to spread. Yeah, and last but not least, I would say to mention that right now with war is slightly different than the previous was, because we have a full vision what's going on. So basically, Ukraine army has a application called Krapiva, and this is basically like the Google Maps, where you could see where is your line, where is your units, where is the enemy units, where is the tanks, where is the rep, anti-drone, so basically you have a full visibility 24/7 what's going on, and this is on the both sides. So both sides see, I would say, whatever is happening. And for me, it's really strange, I would say, what's happening in the Kursk right now. I would say Russian must solve that, I would say. You cannot hide it anymore. So you cannot hide it anymore. So this is a bit strange why I would say, missed that Ukraine offensive. So basically, small, this is a bit the impact. The small drones, like, completely change how the war is right now ongoing. And we're evolving so fast, and actually with direction, I would say, what will evolve. Of course, we're starting from with 7-inch drone. So what is the demands coming? The demands coming, of course, you need to have you want to carry more load. So this means simple solution. You need a bigger drone. Quite it looks, I would say, quite simple approach, I would say, and drones becomes bigger and bigger. Right now, the 7-inch drones is used only for the close combat, up to the 10 kilometers. Right now, from the, I would say, from the 5 to 15 up to 12, it's a 10-inch, 13-inch drones. And then after that, it's a long-term drones, and this is about the fixed-wing drones. I will come back later as well. So basically, this becomes as a bigger drone. Then you have a different application for the drones. Of course, when the drone is bigger, the price is bigger, which means that you're thinking, okay, maybe I want that the drone will come back. And this is how the bombers became. Okay, then you have a release mechanism, so you carry one or several bombs, and you just release it and try to come back. One of the biggest right now, and drone growing in size, and here you could have is, I would say, this type of drones, is called the agriculture drones, because you previously were using in the agriculture to make fertilize the fields. Yeah, but right now, of course, we are developed into some kind of huge drone, which could carry up to, I don't know, 20 or 25 kilograms of bombs, which is a really big one. When we have a thermovision, has a range up to 30 kilometers. The only issue is that this drone is quite noisy and visible because it's big. So this means that we primarily using the drones during the night. But with the thermovision camera, I would say in the night, I would say when you could reach the huge result. And actually, this is the famous Ukraine drone. It's called Baba Yaga. Yeah, but it's not only about the bombers, not only about the kamikazes. Of course, there is a drones which is acting as a repeaters, because when you know that you could, of course, lift antenna if the signal strength is too low, but actually it's better that your antenna is, I don't know, 200 meters in the sky. So basically, when you work not directly with the drone, but you work with the repeater, or you could send the ammunition or some kind of medicals and other support equipment via enemy lines, I would say, via drones. And actually, I have here one video which you can look what else drone can do. So actually with the spirit, so basically we are trying to burn the enemy position. So basically what can explode, which can make enemy casualties, actually is using in the war. Yep. But it's not all about the FPV drones, or actually another area is actually fixed wing drones, which is used for the I would say three different applications versus air reconnaissance. So for sure, because without the motors, with the long wing, you could stay in the air much longer, and it became more efficient. Of course, you can carry bigger load. So basically, the high bombers with the huge range is possible, I would say, to reach. And actually, the all drones which is hit right now, the deep Russia territories, it's actually the fixed wing drones. It's not the multi-rotor drones. And actually, what to mention? Yeah, initially we are built as well as a models, as a like the FPV models, where is a fixed wing models. But actually, right now we are more and more becoming, I would say, specialized units. As I would say, was drone. This is a quite new drone. Was a Spalenitsa. I don't know if you know that, but if you had, it was hit by Ukraine army, hit with a few ammunition stores where ammunition armories, and actually was hit by was Spalenitsa drone. It make a really huge casualties. The problem with the fixed wing is actually comparing with the FPV drone. Not a problem, but actually it's a different application. For this drone, you can carry the drone, carry the ammunition, go where you have, I don't know, the 10 meters of free space, and then launch the drone. For the fixed wing, either you need a special launching system, either you need some kind of a field landing or taking off path. So this is, and usually the fixed wing drones, the drone squads for the fixed wing drones are bigger, and we need much more to train. Usually to train the one FPV drone pilot takes 4 weeks. It's quite intensive training. For the fixed wing, usually it takes up to the 8 weeks, and we have a full drone squad to be, because it's a longer distance when you need to. It's more costly for sure. The fixed wing is more costly, especially for the long range. So basically, you don't want to lose it. And of course, you know that there is no GPS in the battlefield, so you cannot use. You need to use our, I would say, our navigation techniques to fly in. Yeah, and here we hear about the electronics. This is the electronic conference. So basically, what I said here, it's all about radio. So of course, the radio frequencies is used both for the control and send the video. And initially, it was a standard radio frequencies, 2.4 gig for the video, like Wi-Fi and other stuff. And then for the control, 15 megahertz. It's standard LoRa technique was used. Yeah, but you can imagine this is quite easily to jump. And of course, the frequent power, it was, I would say, not big. I would say few watts, or even less than 1 watt. So basically, now this area evolving really fast, and this is, I would say, what's the battle on the radio coming between the drones and the anti-drones. So drones inventing something, and when anti-drones try to counteract on this. On the, just to say, yeah, so basically on the video side, so this is a bit the video frequency band, and actually there is analog video and there is a digital video. And primary the FPVs, all FPV drones, which is, I would say, kamikaze, flying on the analog video. And do you know why? Because it's harder to jam. When the analog video, when you have interference or you have a noise, you can still see image. Of course, you see the snow on the screen, the image quality goes slightly bad, but you still can see. If you interrupt the digital video, then you lose complete picture. So this is why the drones primarily use the analog video signal. And actually, this is the standard video ranges. There's standard frequency. It was 1.2, 2.4, and 5.8 gigahertz. Right now, there is more with bands. It's going down up to the 4.9, 1 gigahertz. So this is for the video. For the controlling right now, which has became even, I would say, more valuable for the pilots because you can lose the drones. So basically, right now we're using basically the full spectrum from the, I would say, 250, 300 megahertz up to 1.2. And right now there is not only one frequency, so actually there is a few three frequencies working at the same time, or selecting which signal to noise ratio is better. Is actually we're using frequency hopping, actually using the spread spectrum. So basically, right now in the drones area, the major development is going on the radio side. I would say what to build on the drones, not lose the control, and what built in the anti-drones to tackle the, I would say, the new drones. So one thing I would say what is important as well, it's not only, of course, it's not only about the frequency itself. There is several type of ground station. It's called the ground station. And with ground station is primarily used to have a better signal to noise ratio, and of course better signal strength, and as well to protect the pilot. Because usually when the pilots are detected, and pilots are something about the 3 to 5 kilometers on the front, below the front line. And when you have something about 7 to 10 kilometers into the enemy front line, I would say range. So when was us spotted by the another drones, which is actually looking for what's going on. So basically, immediately pilots became a target of the artillery or our enemy activities. So basically, using the ground station allows them to have the antenna in one place, and the pilot could sit in the shelter in the safe place and work in the safe place. Yeah. So then another side of the drones is actually what is on the anti-drones side. So basically, it's a counter-attack. Usually, this is the we try to jam the frequencies, which is using the drones are using. And actually, I have three types of them. Basically, it's a personal one, so which is basically working on the standard frequencies, which is not valuable anymore because, as I said, drones already moving out from that frequencies. Then there is guns which try to jumps or frequencies which drones are using. Then you have on the healers some kind of to protect the tanks or protect another armory. It's actually as well working on the standard bands, but actually the frequency is higher. And the most sophisticated is actually special or military grade drone jamming systems. And with drone jamming system is quite intellectual. Actually, both Ukraine and Russian evolved in this area really heavily recently. So basically, we're detect the signal. So basically, we're detecting the, I would say, looking for the spectrum and then detecting, I would say, in which signal we're transmitting. So basically, within the milliseconds, we adjust the spectrum or noise generator and send jamming signal on the specific frequency. So basically, as I said, was a bit the mice and cat game between the drones and anti-drones always, and where I would say majority of the development right now is ongoing, especially even in the KTU University. I know that I would say the Darius is as well working on the system, which is have some kind of a possibilities work on the 4 different channels and select the best signal. So basically, with anti-drone systems, so basically, in right now in the battlefield, there is a drones and there is drones jamming machines. And one important thing is, I would say, to coordination between the drones pilots and the jamming systems, because there is a lot of examples the jamming system, I would say, hits friends drones, so four drones. Yeah, there is a few more things, I would say, which development is ongoing to combat with, I would say, with anti-drones. One was a really interesting approach, was the drone, which is actually was a fiber, optical fiber. So basically up to 10 kilometers of the fiber. And of course, you can imagine, you cannot interrupt that drone. He's not emitting anything. So just saying. And then another thing, I would say, what the FPV drones versus the Lancet versus Russian Russian drone, which is constantly, I would say, is on the sky. I would say monitoring what's happening. And actually, right now, this has became the new trend, like the one drones hitting another drones or targeting another drones. And this has became right now was starting. This is for the half year, I think. We started this initiative because Lancet cost is something about 100,000 euros, and the FPV drones is 1,000 euros. So basically, it was a simple, cost efficient. And actually, right now, the Russian losing the visibility of the what's going on in the battlefield, which is, as I said, really important because right now more and more Ukrainians trying to get down always surveillance drones. Yep. And one more thing. So what's next? Of course, the battle in the radio field is good. But of course, we know that the automation and robotics and artificial intelligence is coming into every field. No surprise that the drones development is going in this area quite intensive. And actually, the main reason why it's I would say it's quite moving so fast is because when you use the FPV drones, we have so many examples, video, pictures, how different type of the healers, tanks, infantry was hit. So basically, we have a huge video. We have a huge video database to put that into the artificial intelligence modeling and train the model to recognize and the secret target. So this work is already ongoing right now. There is still no, I would say, sufficient artificial model in place. Right now, what we having here is only the target tracking. So basically, the pilot show which target to use, and the drones acts by himself. And actually, in this drone, I have it here. So basically, this is the Raspberry computer with the artificial model inside. And actually, it's tracking the target. So basically, what's this drone? What's this? Two antennas, not one. Low band frequency, high band frequency video antenna, and artificial intelligence over target recognition. So basically, and it still cost below 1,000 euros. So it's still quite cheap. And to show how it looks like, so just one example or one video from. Now you could see it's attack mode. Now it's tracking by himself. And no jamming is possible right now because it's autonomous. So this is the field, I would say, which is as well quite big development is ongoing. As I said, there is a data modeling. There is so many teams right now working with that. So I'm pretty sure that within the next 12 months, we will have a working model, which you just launch the drone and then see the result. So this was my short presentation about the drones, how we evolved. So then if you have a question or you would like to, I would say, make some comments, welcome.
Just question. At least
Working.
it works. Just question. At least in the Lithuanian market, what you see around, because it is today there's many companies that participate, that does some activities in, especially in FPV drones. How many different types and standards do you see of this FPV drones?
Oh, it's quite tricky question. For the Ukraine, I would say as much as possible different targets, because this is the reason why the Ukraine was so successful. The main reason, if one spectrum is jammed, so simply we use another model and try it with model. Or if this is jammed, we use another model. So basically, Ukraine right now use the tactics where you use the all variety, all spectrum, and target the drones. The issue is on the two sides. One is how to carry the ammunition, because the different ammunition, and then we use the simple right now methods, I would say, like ropes to connect it. And of course, for the NATO, I would say it's quite hard because the majority of the drones components is still come from China, and of course you cannot use it from the China. So this is, I would say, will be the main issue for the us in the Europe and in the NATO have China-free components drone to use in our armies.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dardan Klimenta from University of Pristina, Serbia. One question for you, dear professor. Connection between science and your presentation. I would like to hear that because you highlighted only military use, and almost all the presentation you was smiling. This is really interesting. This is scientific event. Could you explain connection of your research with science, please? Thank you.
My connection with the science here is, I would say, I'm making here the presentation about the drones evolution. Another was I mentioned that Kaunas University is working on the radio system. I would say which has several different channels working on the transmitter and receiver.
There is no more questions, so I would like to thank you to our presenter, invited speaker, and there are some one present, let's say, for you to take after when you back home. Okay.
Thanks a lot.